I think there are two things that are true about Harley-Davidson owners. One, we all want to be free. And two, we all want to customize our bikes. And today, I'm going to customize my bike and help it breathe a little bit more free with this S&S intake. So this is the S&S Air Cleaner. And coming from the car world, I find it interesting it's called an air cleaner and not an air intake. But hey, I'm riding a Harley now, so I'm trying to get with the program. And this air cleaner costs $230, and S&S claims many wonderful benefits for your Harley-Davidson Milwaukee-Eight engine. In no particular order, the first benefit that I'll call out is the improved airflow, 38%. But 38% more than what? Apparently S&S has tested a OEM intake at some point, but they don't really specify which one, or if they do, I couldn't find it. The second benefit I noticed was cooler air, but since it's going to go in the same place as the OE intake, I'm not exactly certain why the air would be any cooler. And the third big benefit is the radiused intake area and the stinger cone. Now, any good intake should have a radiused inlet, but the stinger cone is something that is not entirely unique to S&S, but it is something that they point out on this particular air cleaner. And together, those two things should provide smoother, more laminar airflow into the intake of the engine, and I can see how that could be a benefit. Before I forget, S&S claims this air cleaner is made out of similar material as some handguns, so I guess you could call this the Glock of air cleaners. Now, before I get to the install of this air cleaner, I wanted to point out that I did consider two other air cleaner options. The first was the S&S Stage 1 Big Sucker. And it's pretty cool, but honestly, I just preferred the cover options for the S&S. Although I hear that they're actually interchangeable, I don't know. And the other air cleaner option I considered was the Screaming Eagle round high-flow center bolt thingy or something to that effect. I suppose that Screaming Eagle's marketing department was Doge. Now, the Screaming Eagle air cleaner was about $30 cheaper than this one, but unfortunately, they don't really specify what your cover options are. So if you know which covers might fit that air cleaner, let us know in the comments below. We'd love to find out. Before I forget, S&S makes one other claim about the Stealth intake that I want to bring to your attention. It's supposed to be really easy to install, so let's find out. So in case you missed the disclosure, this is not going to be an instructional video. I'm just going to walk you through some things that I noticed as I was putting this air intake on my Street Bob. I started out by removing the two fasteners that hold the decorative cover on the factory air cleaner. With that off, I removed the two bolts underneath that actually hold the air cleaner cover on top of the air filter. With those off, I was able to remove the air filter itself, and yes, there is a little bit of oil residue inside of it, and that is completely normal. It's just a Harley thing. Then I removed the three fasteners that hold the back of the air cleaner to the throttle body. There was a bit of gasket residue left on the throttle body itself, and I was able to use some oven cleaner on this to get it off. I don't recommend that you do that, but that's what I did. Then I test fit the back plate of the S&S Stealth Air Cleaner to the throttle body. And I did use the factory breather bolts to do this, but I did not use them in the final install. Then I prepped the air cleaner back plate by installing the three fasteners used to hold it to the throttle body, and by installing the two breather bolts. Sorry I'm not showing that here, my camera died on me in the summer heat. Next I attached the back plate to the throttle body and torqued all of the fasteners to spec. Then I installed the air filter and the air cleaner cover, taking care to rotate the seam of the air filter to the bottom so you can't see it, and finally I snugged it all up. And that's it, time for a ride.
So the bike is warmed up, and so far no check engine lights. That's a wonderful, wonderful thing. It seems to be running really, really well. There does seem to be a little more throttle crispness on tap. Now that could be the intake, cleaner, or it could be just the fact that the air today outside is about 15 to 20 degrees cooler than it has been. It feels like early autumn here, so everything's a little more peppy this time of year. probably can't hear it in the video, but I am getting a little more of that intake whoosh when I downshift. Oh, this guy's gonna spoil my day, isn't he? Damn Prius driver. I hope he has a good time hypermiling back there. Now, regarding the ergonomics and how this air cleaner impacts them, let me put the bike on cruise control for a second. You can see that it is touching my right calf down here, and yeah, I notice it, but it doesn't stick as far back as the 114 oval filter did. So depending upon how your foot is resting on the floor controls, and this bike does have the forwards, you may not notice it. You just want to be a little careful, I think, to not hug it too much when you're cornering or riding aggressively. I just wouldn't want to press in on the air filter and distort or collapse it underneath the air cleaner lid. Now, hopefully that wouldn't be the case, but I'm not sure. What an absolutely gorgeous day to test ride a motorcycle. It just feels so good, y'all. We've had such a miserably humid, wet summer. This is the perfect early summer weather, a little bit earlier than I would expect, but I'm not complaining. So let's talk about the air temp issue that I brought up in the video earlier. I was really questioning S&S's claim of lower intake temps or colder air, but I think I've got it figured out. Apparently, the earlier S&S intakes had a metal backing plate, and that conducts heat from the throttle body into the air cleaner. But this one is made out of the same material as a Glock, and as a result, it shouldn't conduct heat the way a metal air cleaner would. And I believe that's how they're arriving at the conclusion that it's going to give you colder air to your engine. Probably not all that noticeable unless you're sitting in traffic, but I'm not sure. It would be really cool if S&S actually had a comparison of the same bike with two different cleaners of the same design, but one having a metal backing plate and one having the composite backing plate. And if you do S&S, put it in the comments. I would absolutely love to see it. So, the S&S Stealth intake. No check engine lights. A little bit of intake snarl when you blip the gas on the downshifts. Looks pretty damn cool. It does open up more of that beautiful Milwaukee-Eight engine that I absolutely love looking at. I never get tired of looking at the profile of this magnificent Harley-Davidson motorcycle. I do have an air cleaner cover ordered for this, and unfortunately it did not make it in time for this video. It's a simple black bobber dish style cover. I'm trying to highlight this gorgeous motor and not distract from it with a very ornate or technically complicated looking air cleaner. I think this one definitely achieves that. So that's all I have to say about the S&S Stealth intake. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I wouldn't want you to miss any future videos I have coming up regarding the exhaust, the Screaming Eagle tuner, etc. Go ahead and smash that like button, and until next time, keep the wheels down and the spirits up, y'all. Ride safe.